All right, let's talk about a word you've probably been hearing a lot lately, inflation. It sounds complicated, right? Well, today we're going to break it all down using something simple, bananas.
I mean, it's a question we've all asked ourselves, right? You're at the grocery store, you're filling up your car, you're just looking at your bank account and thinking, why does everything feel so much more expensive? It really feels like your money just isn't stretching as far as it did before. So, what is actually going on? Okay, it really boils down to a super simple rule about value. Let's imagine you're a monkey, okay? If there's only one banana in the entire jungle, that thing is like gold. It's rare, it's super valuable. But what if there's a giant mountain of bananas? Suddenly they're everywhere, they're common. And any single banana isn't nearly as valuable. Just keep that basic idea in your head as we go.
Okay, so keeping that rule in mind, let's dive into the three big reasons why the price of that banana can start to creep up.
First up, we've got something called demand pull inflation. That's just a fancy way of saying it's what happens when way too many monkeys all want the same few bananas.
So let's walk through how this plays out. First, all the monkeys and their buddies decide they really want more bananas. They're all clamoring for them. But step two, the farmer, he's still making the exact same amount as always. So what happens? You've got way more demand than you have supply. That makes each banana more valuable. And boom, the price goes up.
But wait a second, what if the monkeys aren't demanding any more bananas than usual? Can prices still go up? Absolutely. And that brings us to the second kind of inflation, cost push. This one has nothing to do with how many monkeys want bananas, and everything to do with the bananas themselves.
So in this situation, let's say monkey demand is just normal, business as usual. But maybe there's a big storm or a bad harvest, and the farmer ends up with way fewer bananas to sell. Well, the result is exactly the same. Those bananas are suddenly harder to get, they're more scarce, and the price goes up. Here's another way this can happen, a really specific one. Let's say business is booming. The monkeys are buying up all the bananas, so the farmer decides, hey, I need to plant more trees. But when he goes to buy more seeds, he finds out the price of seeds has skyrocketed. Well, what's he going to do? To cover his own costs, he has to raise the price he charges for his bananas. It's that simple.
Okay, so up until now, we've been focused on the bananas. Either too much demand for them or not enough supply of them. But what if the problem has nothing to do with the bananas at all? What if the real issue is the money? Now, in our little jungle world, the monkeys use leaves as money. And that brings us to our third type, monetary inflation. Check this out. The number of monkeys who want bananas, the same. The number of bananas the farmer has, also the same. Literally nothing has changed with the bananas. But all of a sudden, every single monkey has a huge pile of leaves. When there are just so many leaves floating around, each single leaf becomes worth less. It's just like our first rule, right? So now it takes more leaves to buy the exact same banana. The key thing to get here is that the banana's value didn't change, the value of the money went down.
All right, now this is where things can get, well, a little crazy. What happens when you take these ideas and push them to their absolute limit? Let's take a look at what happens when things go completely bananas. So picture this. The price of bananas is already pretty high. The monkey government looks around and sees that a lot of monkeys just can't afford them. So they think they're doing a good thing. They say, hey, let's just create a bunch more leaves so everyone has enough money. But what do you think happens next? Every monkey, now flush with leaves, runs out to buy bananas. Demand just explodes. And the banana farmer, seeing this, has to raise his prices just to keep up. So the government sees the price went up again, and what's their solution? Oh, I guess we just didn't create enough leaves. So they crank up the leaf-making machine all over again. And you know exactly where this is going. The price of bananas doesn't just go up a little. It goes way, way up, trying to stay ahead of a currency that's becoming more and more worthless by the minute.
What you're seeing here is a classic hyperinflation spiral, and pretty soon, everyone involved. The monkeys trying to buy stuff, the farmers trying to sell stuff, even the government. They're all just looking at each other thinking, this is getting ridiculous. The leaves, their money, are basically becoming useless.
Okay, I know it's a fun little story about monkeys and bananas and leaves, but it connects directly to you and me. It's time to look at the monkey in the mirror. Because let's be real, that monkey, that's us. The bananas represent everything we buy, our food, our clothes, our rent. And those leaves, that's our money. It's our paycheck. It's what's sitting in our savings account.
So let's break down how this actually impacts your life. Scenario 1,
Your wages, your leaves go up, but the price of bananas stays the same. Hey, you're a rich monkey. You're actually getting ahead. Scenario 2. Your wages go up, but the price of bananas goes up at the exact same rate. You're a happy monkey. You're not getting ahead, but you're not falling behind either. You're treading water. But then there's scenario 3. Your wages stay the same, but the price of everything, all the bananas, goes up. Well then, you're a sad monkey. Your money just doesn't buy as much as it used to. Your purchasing power is going down.
So the big question is, what can you do if you find yourself being a sad monkey? Is there a way out of this? Well, that brings us to our last section, growing more bananas. Here's the key takeaway. To protect yourself from your money, your leaves, losing value, you can't just hoard it. You can't just let it sit there. You have to invest your banana. Think about it this way. Investing is like taking one of your bananas and planting it. With time and care, it grows into a whole tree that produces even more bananas for you. So instead of just holding onto a pile of leaves that might be worth less tomorrow, you own something that's actually productive. The whole point is to have your investments grow faster than inflation is eating away at your savings. That way, your wealth isn't just staying flat, it's actually growing. So there you have it. From a simple case of supply and demand, all the way to a wild hyperinflation spiral, the lesson is pretty clear. In this big, complex economy we all live in, you've got to remember, sometimes things can get really